On a really hot, dusty day, I was in rural South Africa thinking about my next book. I knew I wanted to write about a forest and also about the Europeans who shaped Africa. And that book is now finished. It's called Who Killed Piet Barol, and it took me on a long journey. The story of how I wrote it isn't just my story, it belongs to others. So we went off, got on a bus, spent a freezing night heading off to Butterworth, this colonial-era town deep in the rural Eastern Cape, the homeland of the Xhosas. And I got off this bus and I said to the first person I could find, "Tell me, which forest should I visit?" And he looked at me and said, "Go to Guadana." Now, the forest of Guadana occupies a place in the Xhosa imagination, perhaps equivalent to the way that the ancient Greeks felt about Hades. Every Xhosa has heard of it, although almost no white South Africans have. And they all believe it to be a place of sorcery and dark magic. A lot of people don't think it actually exists, but it does. Everyone in the village was a little surprised that anyone should want to visit Guadana, because nobody has spent a night in this forest in living memory. When I saw it, I knew that it was a remnant of ancient, primeval forest. The witch doctor came to meet us, and as I went into the trees, she said, "This is a powerful place. Be careful." And I went in, and suddenly all traces of the modern world disappeared. I was on my own, almost in the ancient past. I'd recently had a big family tragedy, and it welled up through me really unstoppably. And many hours later I felt that the forest had calmed me and perhaps showed me what I should do about it. The next day I met a 100-year-old man called Mr. Mbiko. I said to him, "Why does nobody enter this forest?" And he said, "There is a monster in that forest, a creature with the face of a woman and the body of a snake. Her glance turns you to stone." And I said, "Mr. Mbiko, if that's true, how do we know?" And he said, "When I was a boy, the white men came, and they built structures in the forest, and they told me of the mermaid." And I thought to myself, there is no mermaid in that forest. Those white guys had reasons of their own to keep the Xhosas out of their own forest. And the story that was told then, 100 years ago, has been so effective that to this day, no Xhosa will enter Guadana. Now, as a novelist, as a teller of stories, I believe really passionately in the ability of stories to talk about the truth and to explore forgotten experience that is sort of beyond the reach of historians. I decided I had to write a book about the man who invented the myth of this monster.